it into the sexy St. Jeff candle for one more time because No Buffs is back. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, along with my fellow tri-members, the carrot cakes to my chocolate cake, Trey Kirby and J.D.
Where are you going? Chocolate or carrot?
I like both, but I'm chocolate.
Yeah.
They really popped for carrot cake, though.
It was like an afterthought. It was just like all this. Oh, yeah. By the way, there's also carrot cake.
We got it in case anybody wants it.
It's like, you don't even know what you're cheering for. Like, with a carrot cake, there are so many different varieties. There's raisins and some, walnuts and others, raisins and walnuts, or nothing.
Yeah.
You got a cream cheese icing or some other vegan delight? I don't know. Give me the chocolate.
Yeah. Safer.
I don't know. I think the ceiling of a carrot cake is higher. I would personally go chocolate cake, yellow frosting, number one cake.
Okay.
But that wasn't on offer.
Right.
But I'm going carrot cake over pure chocolate, personally.
Wow.
Well, we are
More
here.
for me.
We're here to not only talk about cake, but to recap the final episode of Survivor 44. Survivor 44.
Sir Foster 44.
Titled Absolute Banger Season.
Ugh.
What a name for that final episode.
Accurate.
Who said it?
Matt.
Banger Season? Oh, I guess we know what was going on at Ponderosa. Shout out to the live tribe joining us here on YouTube. Of course, to all our podcast listeners, we see you as well. You hear us, but we see you. Leave us a 5-star rating and review here at No Buffs. Helps us out, and hopefully will make us continue to do these as we get to Survivor 45 in the fall. But we are here.
I'm in LeBron mode right now, to be honest.
You're retiring?
No, I'm just throwing it out there that I might.
Oh, wow. Wow. Like LeBron, I didn't even ask you. You just said it. All right.
I was going to wait to the end of the show, like LeBron at
Yeah.
the end of the press conference. But it's like you said, you're at the end of a marathon. My nipples are basically gone. Anyways.
You just watched 3 hours of
You're right.
a finale, too.
Yep.
There is that.
Yep.
But yes, congratulations are in store for our Survivor 44 winner, Jam Jam. First Puerto Rican to win. First LGBTQ plus player to win in 15 years. Most confessionals in the new era for Jam Jam. Most votes against a winner in the new era for Jam Jam. First new era winner to not have an idol or an advantage. Jam Jam. Shout out to Mike Bloom for all those facts. But he gets 7 of the 8 votes from the jury. Heidi getting 1, Carolyn getting 0. That shocked a lot of people.
Yep.
But are you happy with our winner here for Survivor 44?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him. I mean, basically since day one. I love the guy. I just watched his exit interview with Dalton Ross, and goddamn, what a delight that guy is. He's stuck his tongue out 8 times. Did you watch it?
I just read it.
You got to watch it. He's amazing. He's great. You can totally he's one of the most charming castaways I think we've ever had on the show.
Yes.
And I don't think that's hyperbole.
No, I don't think so.
And that's saying a lot considering he was next to one of the other most charming, quirky contestants we've ever had. And yeah, all the accolades that you just said. And shout out to Heidi, also Puerto Rican. So 2 Puerto Ricans in the final 2. That's cool. Puerto Rico. American territory, yeah?
I believe
So what does that mean? You can't vote, right?
Ask the American.
Yeah, right? We're Canadian.
We got no clue.
It's not a state.
It's not a state.
It's not a state.
It's a territory.
That's been a debate. Should it be the 51st state? It isn't yet, but a territory, yes.
So, but not citizens?
I don't know.
Freedom of movement? I don't know.
I don't know.
We should have looked this up.
Allowed to be on Survivor, that's for sure.
And win it.
Yes.
Right. Well, Canadians are as well, but I'm just wondered.
Hey,
Just wondering.
Fair enough. We can look it up later in this show. But what'd you think of Jam Jam's big win there? Were you shocked at all by the dominant 7 of the 8 votes?
I'm surprised that Heidi got a vote and Carolyn didn't. I think Jam Jam, a deserving winner, the rightful winner, the best winner we've had in the 40s so far, and one of the coolest guys to be on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know where he cuts hair, but I would get my hair cut by that guy.
Totally.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention he looks friggin' sweet out there. He got super skinny and looks awesome in purple, so apparently it was working out perfect for him. But Jam Jam, like, he lit up the screen every time he was on the screen, and you could see that kind of translated as well out on the island, how much the jury was loving him, how much everybody else everybody listening to him talk was just cracking up every time he had something to say. So yeah, I thought it was a surprise that it was such a blowout again, but that's how it's been going lately.
At the final tribal council, when they're talking to the jury, they're making their cases. It basically went like this. Heidi highlighting her risk-taking late in the game and how she used other players for shields. Definitely worked to get Danny's vote, building up his ego.
Yep.
Carolyn discussing her physical and mental sort of struggles on the island, using her emotions, though, as a strength more than a weakness. And then Jam Jam taking the strategic route, the credit for, you voted for me, your ass went home, and then also highlighting his incredible social game.
Yeah.
Which I agree with you, JD, easily on the Mount Rushmore of greatest social players I think we've ever had. Any era. The guy is just so charismatic. He's walking away from one of the tribal councils previously and says, tomorrow we party. And everybody just bursts out
They're like, yeah, we do.
They're like, hell yeah, we do.
They love him.
So,
He was like negging Brandon and Kane to their face.
Yeah.
And they were laughing about it. They're like, I am blank emotionally. This guy gets it.
yeah. He had a really good final tribal council. I liked when he singled out individually people. You said, like, Brandon Kane, he slipped in a Jamie, like this idea of, like, the whole looking for a twinkle in your eye. Mm-hmm. I would bond with you, find out what made you really light up, family, whatever in the game, whatever.
Job, whatever, yeah.
Notice it, file it away, and then when talking to you could get a better idea of whether or not you're lying. And that was his superpower, just being able to read people.
Yeah, it was an amazing speech, an amazing way that he laid it out, knowing how worried he was going into the final tribal council, English as his second language. I think he even says, I don't know if I can pull this off in English. I mean, he maybe said that afterwards. But anyways,
yeah.
It was definitely a concern for him. But I just thought it was so beautifully laid out and a great way to answer. I think that was in answer to Franny's emotions question. How'd you use your emotions? And basically, he said, I used your emotions against you.
Yeah, I used everyone.
Yeah, and it was, and you loved me for it.
Yeah,
and like you said, I thought this guy's got balls, like saying, "Oh, I've talked to some of you, and it was just blank nothing." It's like, God damn. But then Jamie's like, that's right.
I also appreciated Heidi and Jam Jam sort of going at each other a little bit in the final tribal council. I like when the gloves come off, and
Totally.
I thought they were like sort of questioning each other's answers at times, or like sort of like trying to like, well, hold on, really. Like everybody was still politeful and all that, but there was a little bit of, really? Well, I thought this instead of that.
Yeah.
So I always liked when I saw that. Carolyn, I don't know if she was edited out a lot of it. It felt like she didn't really bring it in the final tribal council.
Yeah, I mean,
there wasn't a lot.
No, I did like her speech about her addiction and
Sure.
how she herself was the biggest obstacle coming into the game.
Yeah.
And then letting go of that, and it's a very, very heartwarming story, and I loved every second of her on screen. But yeah, I think she went into that thing extremely nervous, and a lot got cut out, I think, because of that, or she just didn't bring it or didn't say anything that interesting. But you're right, it did seem to be between Jam Jam and Heidi the whole time.
What do you think of both of their cases at tribal council at the end?
Well, I thought Jam Jam was clearly the best one. He had the better answer for playing emotionally, which was kind of the death knell for Carolyn's game when he gave a better answer to that. Her best jury answer was at Final Six, before the jury was actually there as the jury. She said in some of her post-game press that the jury got to her head, like watching them watch her and see what the responses were, whereas Jam Jam's just like letting it fly, knowing that everything is landing. She's worried how everything is landing, which maybe kind of blunted the message that she was trying to get past. But Jam Jam also made the biggest and best move of the game, getting out Franny.
Yeah.
And that was a vote that Carolyn was left out of, so he takes the strategy portion of it as well, especially since Carson's sitting there on the jury.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Heidi's fire-making decision. Obviously winning that Final Four immunity challenge, Samotion. She pulls it out, so she gets to decide, who's going to be in fire, who's going to the end. She makes everyone practice fire. Shouts to Jam Jam for practicing on an elevated surface. I've brought that up before. He started doing it on that rock. We had a fire pissing contest between Carolyn and Jam Jam, which was one of the funnier moments from the finale. And we get the Jam Jam teaching Carson how to make fire. He's trying to help him. But yeah, in the end, she decides my best chance to maybe win this whole thing is to put myself in it, take out Carson, go to the final 3, and puts Carolyn and Jam Jam through. Now, it obviously doesn't work out for her. She got 1 vote. But she made the fastest fire ever. Yeah. She kicked his ass.
Totally.
I thought it was pretty badass when she was like, I'm sorry, Carson. Hugging him before they had even done the firemaking. She's saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to destroy you here.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But in the end, it didn't matter. But was she in a tough spot because it was either going to be Carson there or Jam Jam there?
She had to do it, I think. Like, that was, and, we can debate as to whether or not that's how it should be in terms of, she earned she fair and square earned her way into the final 3, but because she obviously felt that she didn't play enough or have enough on her resume to win the game, so she had to take herself out and make fire, which she was very confident in from day one, remember?
Yeah, TK called it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great storytelling. All the foreshadowing, like in multiple episodes leading up to the showdown between Heidi and Carson in fire making. And shout out to Carson. He went in scared shitless and not very good at it. And with, I think, Jam Jam's help, he actually did pretty well. I mean, I think he might have beaten other players, but you can't. I mean, that's the fastest ever. I mean, 3 minutes and 8 seconds or whatever it was. Amazing. Crazy.
Right. But you think she made the right call.
I think she made...
But she was in a tough spot because...
I'm going to put it like this. She made the call she had to make. She knew that as soon as she won immunity because she told Jeff right then and there. I mean, I was listening to Tyson this morning. He's like, you said you were doing it. There's no going back on it.
Totally.
As soon as you say that, it's like, well, I'm considering putting myself in. And then what are you going to do? Like a day later, be like, you know what? I've observed every one of you on the beach as I asked you to. And you know what? I think I'm good. I'm going to stay. It's just sort of, it's dumb. You can't go back on that when you say it to Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I guess, though, if he puts Jam Jam in it or Carolyn in it, she does, and Heidi beats either of them, and I think she would have. She was amazing at it, the best ever we've seen. Is there any path for her to get enough votes in the end? If she's sitting beside Carson, does she win? If she's sitting, Jam Jam's not there, or whatever, Carolyn's not there, or no?
Yeah, I think the path would have been to put somebody good at fire. She knowingly put Carson, who was not good at fire. She put the weakest person in fire.
But also the biggest threat in the game.
Yeah.
Well, was he? Because
I think Carson would have won if he made it.
Right. Okay. So you are agreeing that she probably couldn't have done anything. Heidi.
She was in 4th place going into the Final 4, pretty clearly, I think. Yeah. And the question there's no real issue with me with her putting herself into it. She had to. If she had any chance to win the game, she went from 4th to 2nd. So upgrade there. The question for me would be if any of the other 3 would have been in her position, would they have gone into fire? Because then I think it is a question. Because I think any of the other 3, the Tikas, they could have all won the game, depending on what the final 3 ended up being. But if Jam Jam wins it, does he say, I need that to push me over Carson? I need that to push me over Carolyn? He didn't need that. But it could have gone the other way. I think it's a more interesting question for those 3 because Heidi had to do it.
Yeah, but we'll never know. And it was beautiful for the Tika 3 because none of them got blood on each other's hands for, nobody had to betray anybody.
It was great for Jam Jam.
Yeah.
He got to tutor Carson and come off as a great guy.
Yeah.
And that seemed like a very genuine moment to me where Carson is breaking down like, I'm an Eagle Scout and I can't make fire.
Yeah.
In the biggest thing when I've practiced every single thing. And he was there for him at I was watching with my kids and they're like, he's like being Carson's dad right now. He was reaching around him, showing him how to make a fire, coaching him through it as it's happening. And then that guy has to go and vote for who's going to get $1 million.
Yeah.
Look where his vote went.
Yeah.
Not to his mom.
Nope.
Yeah. A little shocking that, Carson's vote doesn't go to Carolyn, that Franny's vote didn't go to Carolyn. Like we said, Danny, the only one voting for Heidi, and everybody else saying, Jam Jam, a well-deserving winner. Other things from this one, Lauren going out, obviously, at 5.
Yeah.
We had the whole, did she find the idol or not? They played that up.
They played it up. I mean, I was fine with the playing up of it.
Yeah.
I thought, actually, that tribal would have been a little bit more explosive. I thought that Lauren kind of was playing a decent bluff game going in. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was sort of, there was tension, there was uncertainty, everybody was looking at each other. This was the most paranoid I've seen this season of tribal councils. But then it just kind of falls apart. And I think it was Jam Jam that made it fall apart by himself allowing himself to become vulnerable and go and say basically something like, this is hurting me. I'm taking this very, very personally. Mm-hmm. And then Lauren, she just melts, turned into a puddle, and then we're like, okay, she does not have an idol, obviously. Mm-hmm. Like, I was not tricked for 1 second when she did the fake out at the end. I mean, it was clearly.
But you're saying going into that tribal council, I thought the edit was doing a pretty damn good job of like convincing us, besides Carson, who is safe, that all 4 of these people could go home.
Totally.
And who does not have this last idol.
And I think that maybe if, it's so hard to say because it's day 25 or whatever day it is, and you're at your limit, just keep your shit together but the play to be like, to cast doubt and say, hey, maybe she does have an idol, so let's just vote for Heidi, or you know what I mean? Like, let's do the safe thing because she might have an idol, and I thought that she was doing a good job of maybe making them think that there was uncertainty. But then as soon as she falls apart, then it's over. It's over. Mm-hmm. So, but shout out to Lauren.
Yeah. I thought she was convincing enough that she was fooling the people that were going to vote with her. Like, Carolyn was like, I thought we talked a lot. Wait a second, we had a lot of conversations.
That's a whole thing. Like that whole thing of like, well, nobody talked to me. And I'm like, well, the audience just watched them talk to you. Like, and then I went back and I was like, what, did she have a point? Like, were they talking about who they were? I mean, you never know. It's an edit, right? But you definitely see them discussing. Carolyn literally says to Lauren on the beach, what do you think? What do you think's going on?
Yeah, we had the 3 ladies were discussing the idea of voting out Jam Jam.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Lauren was taking to Carolyn, and then Carolyn in confessional says, maybe I will vote for Jam Jam, because Lauren was making a slick move. She was like, he was throwing around your name at the last tribal council. I was like, oh, they might have something here. Maybe the 3 of them vote for Jam Jam.
Totally. Cast a bit of doubt, make them think that I have an idol.
Right.
And then that's your best play. And then she almost got there. It felt like anyways, but who knows? Who knows?
It's just like,
I mean, in hindsight, Carolyn should have went that way.
Yeah.
Jam Jam won convincingly. That would have been the move there to split up those 2. Like, I think Carson or Jam Jam was going to win if they were in the final tribal council. They were Dom and Wendell. They dominated. Mm-hmm. They were not giving Carolyn the credit for, I think, her playing the emotional game and throwing people off her strategy. Maybe it worked a little bit too well because they didn't really give much respect to her strategy. But getting out her number 1 at that moment would have been huge.
Yeah, you're probably right. Carolyn, Heidi, and Lauren in that vote. They vote for Jam Jam. He goes home.
Right.
They pray that Heidi beats Carson in Simotion. And then
or fire.
Carson goes out and fire. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's the 3 women at the end. And that's Carolyn's best chance probably to pull out the victory.
Agree.
Especially with 2 Tika on the jury, which she even said to their face, we need some Tika on the jury. I'll be like, what? Damn, well, it ain't going to be me. What are you talking about? It was Carson, obviously, in the end, not being able to make the fire. But yeah. Sorry, you were about to say something.
No, it's just I'm confused about this, the emotional game. You know what I mean? Like, I understand Carolyn played a very emotional game. So did Jam Jam. Mm-hmm. Heidi, not so much. She kept her emotions to herself. But I wouldn't say she wasn't emotional.
Well, everybody cried.
Everybody cried. Right?
All raised their hands.
Yep.
But so the emotional game is that I'm going to put my emotions on my sleeve the entire time. and that's going to throw you off the fact that I'm actually a strategic player. Is that what we're talking about
I
here?
think so. Yeah, I think that was a good explanation of how they're at least presenting it.
Yeah.
Within the context of the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas someone like Heidi and a lot of people don't.
Right.
Everybody is emotional, I'm sure, at times out there and broken down and all that. But Caroline just can't. She just has to. It's her, right?
Right.
She was like falling on the ground when people were telling her different voting plans.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But it's just odd to me. It was just this focus on it, like Franny being like, "Oh, Carolyn, tell me about how emotional you are and when you play." And she's like, "Well, I might get emotional." And she's like, "Good." And it sits on the edge of her seat like an emotion fetishist, like, okay, it's fine. I got no problem with people showing their emotions, but it seems like it hurt Heidi because she's keeping her shit together. And I don't think that Heidi is any less emotional than Carolyn.
Right.
Right? Anyways, just throwing it out there.
Sure.
And I'm not taking anything away from Carolyn. She's a strategic player. She knows what's going on. She's like Task Malice. Emotions on her sleeve the whole time. And that's not a bad thing.
I've never thought of that comparison. Task to Carolyn. You have any thoughts on all of that or anything else from this episode?
One thing that stuck out to me was I thought it was funny that they hid the immunity idol that none of them found in the trees,
right,
in the branches, and I think that's why none of them found it, because every time they were walking by, they're just looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Every idol for like seasons has been stuck in roots. They just hid it in the tree.
Yeah.
Nobody even looked. That was funny to me. I would say also that it could be considered an emotional game, the way Jam Jam played. Everybody who voted for him, they were the next person to get voted out.
I criticize him for that.
That's the way to play. You got to have both, right? You got to have,
of course,
the emotion and the strategy, and obviously Jam Jam hit the Venn diagram harder than Carolyn did.
Yeah, I guess the emotional game traditionally has always been frowned upon because he's making an emotional decision.
Erratic.
Here. He's being irrational here. It's not. This is not a good move. And I actually criticized Gabler last season for that as well when he got rid of Ellie, was it? Because he thought that she searched through his bag. So it was like, vengeance. And then he went on to win the game. So maybe, I think you're right. I mean, I think if you play, you have to take people out of the game. And if you're doing it because of emotions, that's fine.
Well, it's not a bad strategy to vote people out of the game that were voting for you or going through your bag and targeting you.
Exactly.
What do you think about the opening of this episode? Propes walking on the beach with the tiki torches, I guess, behind them there.
I loved it. I love, they've been very judicious with the talking to the camera.
Yep.
He now does it by proxy. How many times was he trying to solicit people to come and join the cast? There's the actual promo, but at Tribal Council, he was like, people have to. He's yelling at the contestants. People have to apply. Are they having problems getting people to apply? I mean, come on.
They really, in this episode,
hit hard,
to the point where you're right, he's yelling at in the after show.
Yeah.
Tell your friends to apply. He's telling the people that have been on the show.
We did, Jeff. We applied.
Yeah.
But I like the shot. I like the torches on the beach. It
was good. I liked the intro to this finale because sometimes we've had the big where Probst is doing the VO for all the contestants and why they're here and why they can win. They just had Probst at the table, and then within the idol searching of the island is when they were like, each person was telling us in confessional of why I think I could win this game or why I'm here, like the final five.
Right.
I liked how they did that.
Yeah,
and that was really slick at it.
And that's when we hear from the jury as well, right? Saying,
yes, and they were sprinkling in that.
It was really good.
It was good. Also, a cool editing sort of callback, I guess, really full circle moment with Carolyn and the producer. Talking to her there in the finale, and that was how we started.
Yeah.
Survivor 44. That was the
great.
first shot, was it not?
I think so.
Right? Where she's sitting down and like, how does this work? And what do we do here? That was pretty cool. The only other question I have random note-wise is, do you prefer breakfast in bed or breakfast on the beach? If you had to pick one or the other. Someone to bring a tray to you in bed or on the beach?
Beach.
Same here. I don't want to eat in bed. That's a rule at our house.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to have like a late night snack even while we were watching. Nothing.
What about a drink? What about a glass?
Drink
or
I'm allowed to have.
a red wine?
I'm allowed to have a drink on the bedside table while we're watching television in the bedroom, but no snacks ever.
I think the tough thing with breakfast in bed is that, theoretically it happens as soon as you wake up. And how often is it like you've been awake for 30 seconds, you're like, I'm ready for a full meal.
Never.
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 Right now.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
I mean, we'll get to the reunion show. I will say this, though.
Reunion, please call it an after show.
After show, whatever the hell. I will say this. When we're watching basketball or any sporting event, if I'm watching Harlan, call if the game-winning shot or there's something massive happens. I've seen it in baseball games, too. It's like they've just won the championship. They know to shut the fuck up. Just shut up. You know what I mean?
Let the moment speak for
Let the
itself.
moment speak for itself.
Okay.
Jam Jam, he gets crowned.
Yep.
Jeff, right away. That's incredible, blah, blah, blah. Jam Jam has just won the blah, blah, blah. Come back. And I know he has to tease to the break or whatever, or come back and all that, but stepping all over it. Like, shoot some confetti. Let them have their moment. Music comes up.
Sure.
Tears. Nothing. We don't need you, Jeff.
Right.
We love you, Jeff, but we don't need you in that moment. Take a break. Let it speak for itself.
Let it breathe.
You can literally just fade to commercial.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
People know we're coming
We are
back.
coming back.
I agree
We're not
with that.
going anywhere.
He wants to get right up in the camera. He wants to grab a slice of pizza. He wants to get the champagne going. People are bringing in the props, the flags and stuff.
It's just, we can see it all happening. Okay. He doesn't have to say, we got champagne coming in. We see the guys with champagne. Oh, we got pizza over here, too. Well, we're going to give Jam Jam $1 million. Yeah, we know. We've been watching for 13 episodes. We got it. We got it.
Just let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
That's a great note. It's a great note. You got anything left there, TK?
Yeah.
We are going to get to tree mail.
Speaking of my good friend Jeff, which of his catchphrases do you think is going to catch on?
Okay, here we go.
Full tilt boogie, which he hit basically as soon as the season was over, maybe in this post-game
that
spiel.
One's gone.
Or the sanctuary, where good things happen.
I think that one is
daring.
we're going to hear again next year.
I feel like they made Carson say it.
They did.
In one of his confessionals.
Yeah, we're going to the sanctuary where good things happen.
Good things happen.
Next year, they're going to launch a chain of Chili's-style restaurants, Survivor-themed, called The Sanctuary. The Survivor Sanctuary, where good things happen.
Jeez.
That's my bold prediction.
Okay, that's you're saying they're going to launch real restaurants, chains.
Real restaurants.
Not
restaurant.
on Survivor that the sanctuary will be renamed.
There's
like
going to be one right over there on Claremont Road or whatever.
Okay, well, we're going if they build it. Oh, God, he's knocking propes over.
Down goes Jeff. I also did like Danny celebrating with the Sherlin champagne, shaking it like it was an NBA championship. That was a nice touch, I thought.
Yeah, he was pumped. But that was at the end of the after show. Yeah.
Let's get that happening right away. PAs spraying Sherlin everywhere.
Yeah, it is a little flat. You're right. It's like, okay. But this is the difference than obviously the real reunion show, the way they used to do it, where they're coming back. We get in front of a live audience. That was more of like, oh, your family's here. It was a bit more of like, a real celebration. You're just like, I'm just out here with these people I've been out with here for, 4 weeks now. Probst is there. It's like, I'm tired of shit. All right, it's over. Great.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, let's take our first break. And when we come back, we'll get into Tree Mail with some big picture questions about this season, where it ranks in terms of the new era, and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere.
Our next partner is a classic. Let's talk about Athletic Greens. If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, or a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you gotta check out Athletic Greens. Nobody wants to take a bunch of pills or vitamins in the morning, but with Athletic Greens, it's all good. You can get rid of all those extra vitamin bottles and finally make some room in your cabinet. Cabinet space at a premium everywhere I've been. How do you fill up cabinets so quickly when you move somewhere? Doesn't even make sense. But Athletic Greens is an all-in-one solution that actually tastes good. You're gonna enjoy getting your daily vitamins. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food-sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. And Athletic Greens contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, nasty chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. How do they do it? How do they do it? You want to find out? Go reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day, that's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. That's athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
This episode is also brought to you by Philo. There's nothing better than unwinding and watching a little TV. VPR, RHOA, SH, that's Summer House. But the hassle of finding what to watch and a costly cable bill just isn't worth it. That's why more and more people are cutting the cord. Snip, snip. If you love TV, Philo is your solution. Philo has shows, movies, and live TV for just $25 a month. No contracts, no commitments, no hassle. Just a better way to watch TV. And check this, Philo has an unlimited DVR for 1 year, so you can save all of your favorite shows and watch them on your own schedule. You know how convenient that is during the NBA playoffs?
It's actually
When there's so many games, 40 games and 40 nights and all that, but you got all these other shows you want to watch? Well, you record it, watch it when you can, maybe a little afternoon viewing. Philo also allows for multiple profiles and multiple streams, so everyone in the house can have their own saved shows and up to 3 streams going at once, simultaneously. Say goodbye to fighting over who gets to pick what to watch. That used to be a thing. I used to have full-on arguments with my sister about what we're watching. Crazy. It's like I want to watch the game, or she wants to watch
tape America's Funniest Home
TGIF.
Videos, okay?
Yeah. Wild. You don't know how good you have it now. If you can't get enough TV, then there's no better way to watch. Philo has more than 70 channels like BET, VH1, AMC, and Vice. Vice. They got Storage Wars. Yup! Remember Storage Wars?
They got Storage Wars? They haven't opened every single storage unit in America yet?
No.
Wow.
Still going through them.
Salute to the soldiers.
Man, I like when they would always convince themselves they found something of value. This is gonna be worth something. No, it's not. And like City TV, Philo is everywhere. That's for you Canadians. You can watch from your phone, your laptop, tablet, or TV. We're talking Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Samsung, Android TV. It's easy to use and hilariously easy to sign up. With Philo, you can start watching in seconds for less money, and like I said, less hassle. So try it yourself with their 7-day free trial. Sign up today at philo.tv. That's philo.tv, and use the promo code NODUNKS to get 50% off your first month. All right, back here on No Buffs, recapping episode 13, Survivor 44 finale. Once again, congratulations to Jam Jam, the sole survivor. But we got some questions in Tree Mail. Let's do it. Yeah, first question from Doug. Dougie
What up,
G.
Doug?
Jam Jam was phenomenal in Final Tribal. Do you think he had the blowout locked down heading into Tribal, or do you think he swayed any jurors his way because of his performance? They said everybody's vote was up for grabs. That's what they told us, right?
That's what they told us.
Whether you can believe them or not, I don't know. But what do you think?
I think he did sway some people.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, Franny said as much in the not reunion, the after show. I think he was very eloquent. I think he surprised some people that he revealed his superpower, the actual origin of his superpower, which was, being able to tell when you lie to me. And he just told us exactly how he did it. I think that would have swayed me. It would be like, God damn.
Damn.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you buy it that he got at least a couple people?
I think at least some of them were going in. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. There's definitely, who knows how much, but you see shots of people hesitating. Who am I going to vote for? Who am I doing here?
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Carson being the ultimate stage mom, like trying to give notes? It felt like to Carolyn and even at times Jam. He was really doing a lot over there on the jury.
He was rooting hard for both of them, and I see that at every play I go to now.
Do you buy what Doug's saying here, or the question? Do you think he swayed a bunch of people?
I think he would have at least swayed Franny. I'm with you on that one because she seemed like a Carolyn vote heading into it.
Yeah.
Danny, to me, was a vote who was swayed by whoever was going to give Danny the most credit going into the final tribal council. It ended up being Heidi. They were close, so Heidi got Danny's vote. But then I kind of do think that Jam was known as the leader of the Tika, probably Carson. Number 2, I mean, a few of us picked Jam to win heading in to last week's episode, or into last night's episode. So it was sort of the writing on the wall there. And I don't know, he did quarterback, kind of the biggest move of the season. So not a surprise to me that he won, but a surprise that it was such a blowout, definitely.
Yeah, we can get so caught up in how many individual immunity necklaces did you win and how great you were, in strategic moves and all that. And at the end of the day, a lot of the time, it's like, who's just the most well-liked?
Right.
Who do I like more? Who do I just want to give $1 million to? Because they're just like a great person.
Yep.
And that's why we were like, last couple of weeks, we're like, if Jam there, he's winning this thing.
Yeah.
I would have been fascinated to see him and Carson both sitting there against maybe Carolyn or even Heidi or something like that. That maybe is a little closer. But yeah, he's just like, that's his superpower. And he's just charming as shit.
Oh my God.
Like you guys said earlier, he can almost make fun of you to your face. And you're like, God damn, that guy.
He gets me, man.
Got me.
Yep.
So yeah, he killed it. Some after show notes here. What do you think about Jamie finding out her idol was fake? Was that the best part of the after show?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I actually found it to be an acceptable payoff to what I was hoping for, which was for her to try to play it and realize, oh my God, this is not real. And her reaction was priceless. It was perfect. Like she just could not believe it. And in fact, everybody was
totally
shocked.
Because the guy who planted it obviously fell off a rock and was gone.
Yeah.
Backed out.
Yeah. And it was just like, that dirty devil, Matthew. And it had to be explained to them. They couldn't even wrap their heads around it. And that was just great. I loved that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they wouldn't have been able to do that with a reunion show where she has a chance to watch every episode. She's like, oh, it was fake. You got me. Haha. And then she'll probably lie about it. Yeah, I knew the whole thing. So this was great how it played out, especially because they're like, wow, why did that happen? Also, why did he do that? We're together. Like, what was the point there?
Yeah.
What a great twist. I don't know if this was considered a twist, but it was an awesome moment.
What else happened in the after show? Jam, and Carolyn, little sitcom pitch.
Yeah,
Jam. I thought it was pretty good. He's put on the spot there from Probst. Not bad. And then the showmance between Matt and Franny. That was explained. I thought Jam was super pumped about it. He was into it.
And Carolyn? I don't think she was into it.
Not as much?
Not as much.
I mean, she did just lose the game.
Yeah, that's true. But that is true. And
Jam's a lot more pumped up. He just won $1 million. Oh, you're in love? Great.
Yeah. I don't know. She was like, oh yeah, that's nice. It's really, really nice. I'm really happy for you.
You don't think?
But I feel like her face betrayed her a little bit. Well, I could be wrong. But yeah, you're right. She just lost $1 million.
Yeah.
And there's like champagne flowing everywhere. She's been sober for 13 years. Like,
oh yeah, good point.
Maybe she's just like, God damn. Could really use a glass of champagne right about now.
Sherlin?
There's a showman? Great. Good.
Showman's happened?
All right, next question from JD Dashinsky. In this season's final tribal council, Carson went Survivor Sicko and told each of the 3 finalists they're voting with the majority percentage. Like he was breaking down the numbers there, Carson was. For our NBA fans, I would like to call this true voting percentage, or TVP.
Love it.
Do you think this will become an even more relevant stat going forward? Yeah, Carson breaking down the percentage of times you were on the right side of the vote.
Right.
So illustrating how much you knew every vote, where it was going.
And Jam Jam had the highest at 90-ish, right?
It was very high, and then it was
90?
Carolyn, and then Heidi was the lowest.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's something there.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously
sure.
shows you have a feel for the game and what's going on. I don't know if we needed Carson breaking down.
Yeah,
the percentage.
did he do the math? Did people do the math? Because I
don't
thought he
know.
said
No.
like Jam Jam was 90% on votes and Carolyn was like 88 point something percent.
Yeah.
And she was out on 1 vote.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense to me mathematics wise. So maybe he
Okay.
was just freestyling and everybody's like, whoa, he's talking numbers? Those must be right.
Ooh, the NASA guy's talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Carolyn was pumped to
They're like,
find
you
that
work for
out.
NASA? He's like, no, I'm just a student. But they're like, NASA?
I just like the font.
I love the font. I hope this doesn't become even more relevant.
TVP?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think it will.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I hope so.
Mike Grimm, personally, this season ranks in the bottom 10 in Survivor seasons for me. Yes, a few really funny, colorful characters, but overall, ho-hum tribals, idols given out like candy, so-so strategy, the damning of chocolate cake, and Jeff doubling down on the nonsensical full tilt boogie. Do you agree? Mike Grimm living up to his name here.
Yeah.
Not a fan of this one.
Yeah, fair. That's,
We're not gonna try and wrap our heads around putting it, within 44
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
Unless you want to think it's top 10, bottom 10, somewhere in the middle. What does JD say?
I mean, I think it's. I loved it. I loved this season. And the point that there weren't huge moves, and there were too many idols and too many fake idols. All of that is well taken. Those are valid points. But at the end of it, I was very satisfied with the way it ended. Now, my guy won. Like, it's always more satisfying when the guy that you're rooting for wins the game.
Yep.
But I also I thought it was a blast. It was very, very entertaining to watch. Like, at the end of the day, it's like a bunch of people, a bunch of strangers trying to win $1 million on a beach, and that's what I got. And there was no shillelagh of time. I think they've really streamlined this new era. They've gotten rid of the stuff that didn't work, like shillelagh, the Monty Hall thing that they used to do. And we have lots of criticisms and things from the old ways we'd like to bring back, but I thought the cast was great. Maybe they were too nice. We've all often said that we would like to have a villain back, bring back a villain.
We might have one in Survivor 45.
Looks like it, which is exciting. But I really did. I enjoyed this. We have a ranking question later. Spoiler alert, I think this was the best one of the new era.
Okay. Yeah, that's our next question.
I just thought it was fun. And that's the Mike White in me saying, did I have fun? Yeah, I did have fun.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it was Dalton Ross did tweet. It felt like we had super memorable characters, but not many memorable moments in this season. I think there's some truth to that. If you look at memorable moments as wild blindsides, huge decisions of where to go, oh my God, didn't see that coming, backstab, there was not a lot of that. Tika 3 played an incredible game.
Yeah.
The way they got positioned and the way they went back and forth and dwindled everybody down and weren't seen as a threat. And then 2 of the 3 are in the final tribal council.
Yeah.
3 of the 4. 3 of the final 4. Final 4? Yeah, I have that right. Yeah, 1 out of 5. Carson made it to 4. Fire making. But I think it did lack big moves.
Absolutely.
But it had incredible characters. So that was good.
Yeah, so I don't think it would be bottom 10 for me, but it wouldn't be top 10 either. So
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, think about how many times on our picks that you got the pick right for who was going to go out, because it did become a little bit predictable. Like when it got down to, I think there was 4 Ratu, 4 Soka, and maybe 3, or maybe it was 3-3-3, whatever. We're like, well, now it's time for the Tika 3 to take control and go to the end of the game here. And that's exactly what they did. They just had to stick together. It doesn't usually happen in the new era of Survivor that people actually stick together. Usually there's some sort of gimmick thrown in that changes a vote, or maybe they just want to make a big move for the resume. Here, the big move for the resume was let's stick together and we'll be unbeatable. And all of the gimmicks completely fizzled out. Like, there was so much in the first half of this season that didn't pay off at all. There was 3 extra fake idols. None of them got played.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they
but
put
they
a
were
lot
all-
of the stuff out there. They just didn't use it.
Yeah, but they were all part of the game. They influenced the game by being out there, even the fake ones.
We disagree. Yes. We've talked about that before.
I know.
We don't
I
need to
know.
go over it again, and we're not going to. And then Zach had this question. Now that we're 4 seasons into the new era, rank the seasons, rank the winners, and what was your favorite moment? In Zach's opinion, seasons go 42, 41, 43, and 44. The winners go Jam Jam, Marianne, Erica, and Gabler. And the best moment was Jonathan single-handedly winning a challenge that was stopped. It was a pretty funny moment. But Zach disagrees with you here, JD.
Yeah.
He has 44 as the worst of the new era. You have it as the best.
I have that as the best.
Okay.
Again, maybe it's because I was Tika's in my blood. I really wanted Tika to stick together, and they did, right? So and that was part of why I enjoyed it so much, because a lot of times, my favorite player is out like before the merge or whatever, and then you're like got to jump on somebody else, but this time I felt like I had skin in the game with those 3 players, and I wanted them to go all the way, and they did, and it was very satisfying. So I think that's part of why I have it ranked so high. I mean, there's 2 Canadian winners, and neither of those are my number 1. And I'll say this: I liked them all, But the first one of the new, I don't know how do you do this? Trey, you rank yours. Let me hear what yours is going to be, and I'll just say that one.
I'm between 44 and 41 for being my favorite of the new era. I think having a good winner, it's really important to me as well. And Jam Jam winning is awesome, but I would have been happy with Carolyn or Carson. I think if any of the Tika 3 win last night, they are the best winner of the new era. Quite easily.
Agree.
41, though, I think had awesome gameplay. Basically up until the end of the game. Ricard and Shan, like going back and forth.
Yeah, that was fun.
Those 2 were awesome. We had hilarious characters in that one. JD, for funny moments, like JD and Beef Walton. Those guys were hilarious together, like walking around with an advantage hanging out of their pants, or Beef Walton setting up a dummy so he could
guy.
go look for an idol that's just sitting on a log.
Right.
They just gave it to him, basically. So to me, 44 and 41 are ahead of 42 and 43, and I think those 2 are about the same.
Does anyone have a moment from these last couple of seasons that's their favorite?
I mean,
That's very
Jonathan
difficult.
is pretty cool.
Jonathan,
That was cool.
I mean, Owen and
Last Gasp was
Carla
wicked.
Last Gasp,
Yep.
outlasting that, breaking that was pretty damn cool.
Yep.
That was a wild
All
moment.
right, I got 43 over 42 then.
Okay. Owen, speaking of him, he tweeted out something that I wanted to get your take on. I think he's maybe looking for a little shakeup here moving forward. So he says, a couple ideas. Individual juror questions for Final Tribal Council. Sounds like Owen wants to go back to that.
Okay.
Are you still liking this open concept, you can chime in if you want type of vibe that we championed when it first came around?
Yeah.
But have you changed your mind about it?
Not really, to be honest. I've always found the jury part to be the most cringe part of the season. Like, it's hard to watch sometimes. I don't like people groveling, and I don't like people getting attacked for just playing the game, which sometimes happens. I mean, there are some classic moments where the old way they did it, where some castaways were a little liquored up, a little, confronting. Why'd you vote me off, you son of a bitch? That kind of thing. I thought I like this sort of open forum. Let's talk about this kumbaya. But I hear what he's saying.
Okay.
When it's individual people, it becomes very personal, and I guess that's good TV. But it also makes it a little cringe, and it also drags. It drags a long time, I find.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm open to it.
How do you feel about, I've seen other people wondering, should we go away from Ponderosa, where you get voted out and then everybody gets to hang out for a little bit, talk about the game, and that we might get a groupthink resulting from this?
Yeah.
We now, seasons in a row, have had a 7-1 vote, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
And that the idea is maybe should they be sequestered after they're voted out of the game? Sort of keep them apart. obviously they go still to the jury, to the tribal councils, and you hear what happens, and you're picking up what's going on in the game, but you don't let them sort of be like, yeah, well, who do you think? Oh, I think, or maybe you don't. I doubt. Does anyone care about that? Think they'll ever do it?
I don't think they'll ever do it because I think it would be brutal to get voted out of Survivor and you got to go live by yourself now for 2 weeks.
I think it would be great.
He would love it.
I love it. I've just been playing the most intense game of my life. I haven't washed or slept.
You would just be in the bath for like 2 weeks.
Like a bath for like at least through the first 3 days I'd be in the bath, and then the rest of the time I'd be in my own private pool. Eating shitty pizza and drinking beer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this final tribal council to me was like a 7. Like, it was fine. And this one actually kind of was. I felt like very much one person asked a question and we answer the question, then we take turns answering that person's question, the way they were setting it up.
Yeah.
It didn't feel super like an open forum, except for, I mean, I guess Carson was kind of chiming in on stuff, but it felt kind of old school to me. Maybe we just need to go to a final 2.
Well, that's what Owen also...
Like something else that's a change-up.
That's what he says, Owen, within that same tweet. An occasional pre-planned final 2.
Yeah.
Where it's locked in, you're going to final 2, and then he doubled down. Maybe final 2 flexibility if the season allows it, like with 44's couple of medevacs.
Right.
It's a good point. like you could change it sort of on the fly if people are, removed from the game because of health issues. He also wants new puzzles. I agree with this. I think, on one hand, it's cool to reward people that have a 3D printer and practice them. I get that, but even just as a viewer, I'm starting to see these same things over and over and over again. Hey, you just want a little refreshing challenge or puzzle.
Is there a way that we could get rid of puzzles altogether?
Well, he also wants more physical tribal challenges. That's what Owen said too. Okay. So we got a lot of ending with the puzzle.
But the puzzle is sort of the equalizer,
of course,
right?
Of course.
It's for for women, frankly, and for, guys like Jam Jam to catch up and have a chance.
If they're running through an obstacle course,
yes,
and stuff
which
like
is
that.
usually the case. And then there's the endurance stuff. But is there a way to have a mental challenge that isn't a puzzle? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some way
some math.
to...
Hands on a heart idol. Yeah, bring it back. That's a complete mental challenge that anybody could win. You just got to hold on to this thing.
Right.
You just got to hold on to it for as long as you want.
Yeah.
Until you forget.
Yeah.
I think that was a great one.
I agree. I like
Yeah.
those ones where they start negotiating with each other, and then
100%.
We talked about it before, but Jeff bringing out like a buffet of whatever, or
Yeah. I think there should be at least one endurance challenge a season.
Right.
Like what you guys are saying, like these hold on to a pole,
Yeah.
or just keep your hand on something, or something along those lines.
Right.
I understand you don't want every single one to be that, because like these people are badasses. They'll go for 15 hours at a time. But give us that one, like these are iconic moments
Right.
when you're like, hold on, they've been hanging onto this pole in the water for 12 hours. And you're right, conversation is happening.
Yeah.
The
Deals
game
are
is
made.
being played. Yeah.
It's like
so
I won't.
give us some of that.
I'm dropping out. I'll drop out if you don't vote for me. That kind of thing. And then it's just, it's great.
What level of the game were they at? Wasn't that like Bob and Ian were hanging on
that
those
one.
poles and negotiating?
It was
that
late.
At the end? Was that like final 3 or final 4?
It was very late, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
probably around there.
Stuff can happen.
Yeah. And then the other part of Owen's tweet was, what about a traditional Final Four vote? So go away from fire making. There's a lot of people that don't love fire making.
Marianne doesn't like it.
I heard that on the Know-It-Alls. Yeah. She's like,
And I think she has a point. But on the other hand, how about this? If you win immunity, you have to pick somebody to go in. You have to pick the people to do fire. You cannot pick yourself. It is not allowed.
okay, you're saying you're not allowed to...
Not allowed to put yourself in fire.
Oh, interesting.
Because now everybody just does it. You know what I mean? I think there's an undue pressure to go and make fire.
That might change now. She didn't win.
Fair.
There definitely was. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, it was a...
So could they throw... All 4 people might throw the final immunity challenge? They don't want...
But even in this season, Carolyn and Jam Jam were like, I want to make fire. Like, Carolyn was saying, I don't want this to be easy. I don't want to have to,
Yeah.
I want to earn my way into the final 3.
Yeah.
And Jam Jam was like, fuck it, I'll make fire. I don't care. Like, which was great.
But you could also argue that's a slick move. That's like, if I'm shitty at making fire, maybe the play for me to be is like, you better not put me in fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick ass.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
And then they're like, I'm not going to beat him.
Fair enough. But that's the interesting part about fire is that I have immunity, and I want two people to battle it out, and I got to pick, the person that I want to definitely not be beside me, and a champion who is also my opponent to get rid of that person. Mm-hmm. That dynamic is the most interesting part about fire, but it seems like it doesn't happen anymore because everybody just puts themselves in fire.
Yeah, because they feel the pressure, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're appeared weak if you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I just won sim motion, which is hard. That's a hard challenge. Like, mm-hmm. I've just earned my way mm-hmm. into the final three. You shouldn't have to make fire. But yeah, I'm in favor.
I mean, the reason we have this fire making thing, and I mean, Probst is on record as saying so, it's like to give these big players a chance to just even go to the final.
Right.
Because obviously what was happening was the biggest target was like, if they didn't win that final four, they're like, well, they're done.
Right.
They're out. Because why wouldn't the other three people get rid of their ass?
Yeah.
They're going to beat us.
Yeah.
But I like that, to be honest. Sure, it sometimes sucks where you're like, oh, the best player's getting voted out.
Right.
Well, then adapt to the game and try and hide yourself that you're the best player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's them still deciding who's going.
Right.
I'd like to, I don't mind, switch it up. Sometimes have the fire main, sometimes don't. Sometimes have a final two, sometimes have a final three.
Yeah.
Keep them on their toes is I think the best way forward. And I mean, you might want, some people say, well, you got to tell them the rules before they start playing the game. So maybe you say that right at the start of the season. Do you?
What happened to expect the unexpected or whatever?
It's Big Brother.
Oh, shit. Where good things happen?
That's the sanctuary.
Damn it.
Anything else, guys? We got to take one more break, and we'll take a look at our results in the No Buffs Fantasy Survivor Pool. So let's just do that. We'll take one more break, and we'll be right back.
Hold on. Time out. I get the Shopify ad read after what Jimmy Butler's done to Boston? Ooh, that's the sound of Butler clowning another Boston Celtic. Whether he's staring down Grant Williams, paying back Al Horford, or just completing another big face coffee sale, Jimmy is hearing that sound a lot these days. Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling mini baseball bats or mini baseball helmets, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Packed with industry-leading tools, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and keeps it simple, like a big face coffee logo. You don't have to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. Jimmy Butler started small too, started on Shopify. Now he's selling t-shirts for $75. Come on, Jimmy. It's a little too much, don't you think? Oh, I see a dad hat for $40. Okay, maybe. Might pull the trigger on that. No matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to take your business to the next level. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nodunks to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/nodunks.
All right, the stats are in when it comes to the No Buffs Fantasy Survivor Pool. There were 16,146 advantages played in our No Buffs pool. 290 steals, 94 immunity idols, 29 super immunity idols. The winner, though, Hope G.
Yeah.
Got 8 weekly votes correct out of 12. 8 for 12. Do the math on that, Carson. She played a strong mix of advantages, including 5 extra votes, 8 double pick points, and 6 double vote points. That's how you play Survivor Fantasy Pool. Hope G wins the $100 Breaking Tea gift card.
Nice.
Second and third place, Aiden H. and Gary M. They're getting
Gary Mellis.
They're getting a $50 Breaking Tea gift card. And 4th through 7th are getting a $25 Breaking Tea gift card. Chloe S., Sarah T., Pravir R., and Karen D. So congrats to everybody on finishing in the top 7. I'll be reaching out in the next couple of days or in the next couple of weeks to get you all set with your Breaking Tea gift cards. How'd you guys finish?
Well, I was deep in the 1400s last week.
Yeah.
13-19. So you know what?
You went up a little bit.
I went up a little bit. I picked correctly, I think, and I doubled my points on all of them. So I'm very, very pleased with that result, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Trey, where'd you finish?
447.
Okay.
All right.
Top third?
Top third. Made my way up the charts as I figured out actually how to do advantages.
You gotta play advantages.
My biggest mistake of the entire season was when I subbed in Matthew. Like as one of my I had to sub somebody in, and I knew he was getting voted out that week, but I wanted to get the points because I knew he was also going to cry.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe maybe not long-term plan.
Very short-sighted.
I was very short-sighted. Yeah.
Well, I am happy to say this was my best performance ever.
Congrats.
I finished 161st overall.
Not bad.
Not bad. I went on a tear at the end of this game. I was calling correctly who was going home for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. Even this last one where we had to pick a winner. And then the 2 people voted out. I nailed that. I went Jam winner, and then I went Lauren and Carson out. So, okay, you got those points as well. And, the whole thing is picking your team at the beginning of the season, too. I had Heidi on my team, Carolyn on my team, so 2 of them there. I had Lauren as well, so those were big points. And I did add Carson at one point, like earlier in the year after somebody went home quick. So not bad. 161st, man. Like, I'll take that.
It's great.
Feels pretty good.
It's great.
Make your picks. We'll be running pools for Survivor Season 45. You know we'll be playing that. And they're launching pools this summer for the Bachelorette, which is June 26th, and Big Brother, which starts on August 2nd. Big Brother 25.
Are we jumping into that? Or?
Well, no. I gave up on Big Brother. And the Bachelorette, no.
25 year, though.
25. It's a big year. Maybe we should.
I got to watch the first 24 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Got to catch up.
Got to catch up. So, again, thanks so much to make your picks. We had a blast with this. Hopefully you guys did as well. I'll reach out to the winners, like I said, soon. And go give that a 5-star rating in the Apple Store or the Google Store, wherever you download the Make Your Picks app. I think it's great. I thought it got a lot better.
Same.
They did some slick improvements to it.
Yeah,
and Chris is always looking to make it better too. So if you have suggestions, reach out. I'm sure there's
shout out to
feedback.
Chris. It definitely enhances the viewing experience.
It's fun.
It's totally fun.
It is fun, and I'm with you, Trey. The first year, I was like, I don't really get these advantages.
Yeah.
This year, I started to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have them. You got to play them. You got to double down on who you think's going home.
Yeah.
That's next year for me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get really aggressive.
Yeah, slow playing it.
All right. Survivor 45 preview. Did you have any thoughts? Oh, you're like, meh. Yeah, it wasn't. Besides somebody saying I'm a big fan of villains, which I was like,
yeah. He didn't say I'm a villain.
No, he said I'm a big fan of villains.
Hey, I'm not a bully. I'm just a gentle dude coming in here that I occasionally like to take advantage of a situation. That's the new villain on Survivor.
Yeah.
But fine. I'll take it.
But otherwise, you were like, man, it just washed over you. Because it's just, here's a bunch of new characters that we'll obviously soon learn about, and we're still in Fiji, and I guess people are most excited about... Well, Bruce is back. We're Team Bruce.
I thought his name was Michael for some reason.
No.
I was about to say, Michael's back. Who?
Bruce!
I know, we loved that guy, too. This is the thing with Survivors. They walk out of your lives, and then it's just like...
And a lot of people are pumped that apparently you can see a gavel, and that the auction could be back.
Okay, that's cool.
And that's sort of all I got.
I was worried because I think they reused a shot in a promo, like the smashing of the... There was like a hammer, There's a cool shot of a dude.
Oh, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah.
That looked amazing.
It was all muddy and stuff, and smash. But then I feel like I saw that again in the promo, and I was like, uh-oh. They probably only started... Well, it must be in the can, right? They must have this... So. It's all done.
Bruce never left the island.
Did he?
No, I don't know.
They fly him back?
I would think so.
Yeah, because it was...
He goes out early.
I got bad news, man.
Okay, well, hold on. Because what we just watched was shot last summer. right?
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds right.
So the promo that we watched, that game is probably happening right now or just ended.
No, I thought they recorded those back to back. No.
Yeah, but they did 43 and 44 back to back. No,
I'm not sure.
so they're doing 45 and 46.
I think Bruce went home.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he did.
Filmed April 16th to May 11th is what they say
44.
of this season. No, 45.
Oh, 45.
45.
Oh.
So of this year.
Yeah.
So it just ended.
Just ended.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he
And
went.
44
He went home.
was June of
Okay,
last
so
year,
the year
prior.
2022.
So that's-
He
So
wouldn't
he
have to
definitely
come
went home.
He went home.
Unless he just
Hopefully.
lived in
Got
Fiji.
stitched
for-
up in the face. Imagine he gets voted out first, man. Like if what's the conversation going to be? Yeah, I was on the last season of Survivor. They're like, you were?
He shouldn't tell them.
Like,
he
yeah, I
wouldn't
lasted
say.
8 minutes. I was gone before the first episode was over. Oh, you were first voted out? No. The second obstacle I smashed my face into, knocked myself unconscious.
That's right. It was the first thing. It was literally the
Right
first
away.
thing he did.
Right away.
Yeah.
Is that a strike against him? I don't know. They could be like, yeah, you had a chance.
Maybe. I mean,
see.
it's not like he has experience. It's not like
True.
Because what usually the second time players, they're way more cut through.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
just cut your throat right away. But I don't think he got into it that much. So I mean, if he's smart,
True.
he won't say anything.
Well,
Unless Jeff blows his spot up. Like,
hey,
welcome back.
welcome, Bruce.
Forehead looking good.
My guy's
Jeff knows
back.
forehead.
I still blows my mind that Francesca was voted out first in her 2 seasons. That's unbelievable. I mean, that is Redemption Island and
hurts.
Caramoan.
anyways, the promo itself, I was just like, I guess we're doing this again. I was like,
Of course we are.
new people. I have to learn their names and blah blah blah. It's like I said at the beginning of the show. It's like after a marathon. It's like, oh, here's the next marathon you're gonna do. You're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It's also just because of this new era, which there's no theme to any of these.
Yeah.
It's just finding great players and let them play. And like they obviously have the twists of Birdcage Idols and Shillelagh of Time and that stuff. But I need 46 to be a theme. I decided that in
Okay.
seeing the Survivor 45 preview. I'm like, okay, here we go. That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
sure some of these are going to be memorable, iconic characters.
Right.
I need, in the fall, after episode 13, I need us being here going, whoa, Survivor returning players, or
Right.
new era versus old era.
Right.
Or
So you want to see
I just
new
need
people
something.
come back.
I just need a theme. I want a theme back in
All
my
I need
life.
is a theme.
And if it's returning players, even better. Trey had a great point when we were talking before we jumped on here. Like, let's do 9 of the best players from the new era. Let's bring back 9,
Yeah.
old school players. And
Yeah.
there's your theme right there.
Right.
Let's do that.
But what are we playing though? 26 or are we playing new
I think
era?
we're playing
old era?
26. I think, yeah.
So we're back. That's it.
So it's an advantage for the new era players.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 26 gameplay, day play, but all the challenges are from the old era.
Okay.
So endurance challenges and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, you can just see the scenes of like the old schools talking the very first episode. Oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. 26 days.
Yeah.
I could do this in my sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, could you, Yule?
Okay, so I just want that for 46, but anyway.
I'm with you. I've said that many times on this
That's
show.
a cool one.
Like, I want a subtitle. I don't care if you abandon it within
3
3 days,
episodes in.
right?
Yeah.
But I just like the, realies versus fakies, or something. I don't know. Like,
Survivor 46, The Sanctuary, where good things happen.
Right.
They start in the sanctuary.
Oh, nice.
That's
Parentheses,
interesting.
not for all people. People do got get voted out.
Maybe that's where we're going.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Survivor 45 preview that we saw last night?
I'm in. I'm the opposite of JD. He's saying I might retire after this one. I'm getting back in the gym shooting jumpers where everybody can see.
Yeah,
I'm talking
okay.
to the girls. We're like, what's the one we're gonna watch this summer? Because we gotta do a summer session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
nice.
heroes versus villains
Yeah.
before heading into 45.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, by the way, this guy basically did some cosplay as Jeff Probst.
Yeah, what was that?
And set up your own game of Survivor with your 2 girls
That's
yesterday?
exactly right. I told you on yesterday's No Dunks that things were working out perfectly. The girls' last day of school was yesterday. No school today, so I was like, whatever, you can stay up late. Didn't know that we were going to go till 10:30, Jeff. Nonetheless, they got home from their after-school stuff, I was dressed in a blue button-down shirt with 2 big pockets, had on my mesh hat. I wish I would have had JD's actual Jeff Probst hat. They enter through the garage. Come on in! Grab your buffs. We got a game set out for you. They had to run to our, we got some like playground stuff in the backyard. One kid had to go up a dome and get a bucket. Another kid had to go across the slack line, get a bucket.
Oh, nice.
I'm just nagging them the whole time. Isla, taking her time on the slack line. You gotta dig deep. Then they had to run their buckets over to a water station. They had to fill one bucket, move it to the other bucket on the other side of the yard until a ball rose up. I'm like down on the ground, checking the horizon.
That's great.
You're good.
Oh, nice.
Ran up. They had to go solve a puzzle. Had to spell the word ice cream because the reward,
Ice cream.
waffles, popcorn, and ice cream with all the fixins.
Did you tell them that? Did you tell them that?
Yes, absolutely, JD.
This is
I
Did
was
you ask
going
them if
bar
it
for
was
bar with Jeff Probst yesterday.
worth playing for?
Yeah, of course I asked them if it was worth playing for. They're like, yeah, what are we doing? This is the weirdest thing you've ever done.
So this is them coming in cold.
No idea
no
what-
idea what's
I
happening.
think Laura told him in the car, like, Dad, when you get home, Dad's going to be in character as a famous person.
When you get home, Dad's gonna want to see your feet.
We did have the Survivor theme music playing. There you can find on Apple Music.
Oh, great.
Yeah, great stuff.
Jeez.
That was really fun. We had
So, can I ask,
hidden immunity
did
idols.
anybody get voted out?
No, we let them both find hidden immunity idols.
Oh, okay, I
I
see.
Because
that would have been
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
That
They
could
get
It
have
would
Stay in
ruin the
the
night.
family.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what? Like you could this summer, you could be like a birthday party guy. You know what I mean? Like Survivor birthday party with,
Oh, yeah.
Trey Probst over here, and he comes to your house.
I can't believe it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Where I could go with 17 of my friends for a birthday party or a celebration and do like a mini game of Survivor
Yeah.
where we have the challenges and we vote each other out and it's like a truncated game. Like
That's part of this new chain that they're opening.
the sanctuary. Where good things happen.
happen.
last person left has to pay the bill at the sanctuary.
That's the move.
That's great.
You don't want to
great.
win.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it's true. You're the sole survivor, but
Yeah,
here's your
you're
$800
paying the
bill. I thought the only thing you were missing from that awesome sounding date with the kids is you should have made it an endurance challenge. And it's like they're still out there. Like it's just like who can stay up on the roof the longest?
Oh,
And your kids are just living up there.
I tried to convince him. I was like, yeah, the tough part is after we're done with all the challenges, you got to go behind the shed and build a shelter. No, Dad, no, I want to sleep inside. Okay, fine, you can sleep inside.
That is incredible. Well, that's a great way to wrap up No Buffs and our coverage of Survivor 44. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to No Buffs. We'll hopefully be back for Survivor 45. I don't know if JD will be, but we will be. You'll be here.
I'll
You'll
be here. Of course, of course.
You just take a week off. You do a lot of podcasts. So
Yeah.
It is nice to have a little break from the extra show that we
Looking
have
forward
on our
to
plate.
that. Yeah.
But guys, thanks so much. Again, like this stream. Subscribe to No Buffs on YouTube. If you're a podcast listener, we love you. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. And you never know during the off season if we can get a Survivor contestant on and talk to them. You never. I always say that. Then we got a lot of things going on in the summer, but
Sometimes it happens.
you just want to stay subscribed is all I'm saying.
And if you want to hang out with us and you're not an NBA fan, it's a great time to get into the NBA.
100%.
Like, 'cause the finals are about to start.
Yeah, go check out No Dunks.
Yeah. Great
It's basically
podcast.
this, but just replace all the Survivor talk with NBA talk.
Yeah,
Instead of saying Kane, we say Cody Zeller.
that's right.
It's Kane is the Cody Zeller of this season of Survivor, I think.
Hey, and if you like trivial shit to argue about, is this good with Matty O?
Oh yeah, go check out Is This Good. You're
Yeah.
gonna really like that with Matty O and JD talking about a bunch of nonsense. Survivor Is This Good. What does Matt think of Survivor?
We should. You're coming on the show this week, so
coming.
so we should ask him.
All right, that'll be a topic. So guys, thanks so much for joining us all season long, especially all you loyal diehards there in the live tribe joining us on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all the questions too. This was a blast. And congrats again to Jam Jam. Very happy with our winner, Jam Jam, taking home the sole Survivor title of Survivor 44. Until next time, until the fall, with 90-minute episodes, JD.
Oh!
The tribe has spoken. Take care, everybody.